What's up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Saturday. Saturday. It's a football Saturday, so I'm a little nuts, extra nuts. Please. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a little crazy, jacked up, ready for this game. Wish it was starting right now, but I got your picks. Boys, girls, ladies, and germs. Got your peaks this week. Here's my peaks for week 8. Week 8 already. Jesus H. All right. Let's get into it right off the bat. We're gonna do your Buckeye game. I promise. We will get to that, of course. But first off, we got to start with at noon. Or no, this is 3:30. My bad. Tennessee at Alabama. Tennessee's number 17, Alabama number 11. The Vols are 5-1, 2-1 in conference. Alabama 6-1. That big loss to Texas still looming large, but they're 4-0 in the SEC, on their way to possibly making it to Atlanta for the SEC championship game. So we'll see if they can roll through the rest of the schedule. So Tennessee's moving the ball. That's what they do, right? But they're doing it on the ground this year. 231 yards per game on the ground. Alabama defense allowing 105 on the ground. It's one of those immovable objects, irresistible force kind of things. So who gives? Alabama's pass game is nothing to write home about. We know that. And Tennessee's defense, they allow over 300 yards. Alabama allows just under 300, so kind of a wash there. But I think this Tennessee running game against the Alabama rush defense is the key here. And we saw Tennessee lose to Florida. I know it was at Florida, but they barely beat Texas A&M. They did beat the Cox, but it was not yet Cocktober, in case you didn't know that. It is now Cocktober. But I think I got to go with Alabama on this one. The spread is 9.5. Bama favored at home, of course. Over under a 48.5. I think Bama covers this one. I think that Bama defense is just too nasty. And Miss Jackson, if you're nasty, I think they will win in spite of Jalen Milroe. So I take Bama to cover the 10, 9.5, of course, but I got Bama. I think it's going to be a good game, but again, Joe Milton is not a great quarterback. We've seen that. He might be able to throw the football through a barn, but great. That means nothing to me. So, anyways, moving on. Oh, this is the battle of the toilet up north. The Wolverines going to the Sparties. What's this? Oh, it's 7:30 game on NBC. I'm sure it'll be awesome coverage. Enjoy that broadcast. Obviously, team up north is 7-0, 4-0 in conference. Sparty 2-4 on a sinking ship right now. 0-3 in the Big Ten. That's pathetic. Lost to Rutgers, lost to Iowa, lost to Maryland, lost to Washington is a legit loss, but they got blown the hell out. Now, again, Michigan, strength of schedule through the first 6 games, garbage. Or first 7 games, whatever they have. They're 113th in the country in strength of schedule so far. So we know what they like to do. Run the shit out of the ball control with J.J. McCarthy. What does Sparty like to do? I don't know. Not much of anything. They have eked out 350 yards of offense on average, so good. But then they allow 334. Michigan doesn't allow anything. 91 yards on the ground. Michigan's one of the best in the country, and only 142 through the air. They've got a handful, how many pick sixes against these garbage teams, and they're just smashing everybody. I continue to see them smashing this 24-point spread. Yeah, over under 48. Michigan might cover and handle the over themselves. So take the team up north in this game. Next up, we got Duke. Duke is Duke. They're on TV more than Leave It to Beaver reruns. Oh, so the Dukies 5-1, 2-0 in the conference. Going to Florida State. Oh, this is a 7:30 game on ABC, by the way. Florida State's undefeated, 6-0, 4-0 in conference. But again, they play in the ACC. So Duke has lost to Notre Dame, so by a touchdown. But they beat UConn, Northwestern, Lafayette, NC State. So not a lot of tough games. And the one challenging game they had, they lost. So FSU, we know they beat LSU beginning of the year, but how good are they? They did beat Clemson at Clemson in overtime. That was a nail biter. That was a good one. I like that. That was enjoyable. Tech, BC, something called USM. None of that's really intimidating to me, but looking at the spread here, let's see. Duke is a dog here at 13.5, over under 48.5. Seems like these over unders are really low this week. Anyways, I'm taking Duke. I don't think they get the win, but I do think they cover the 13.5. I know it's a weird number. Typically, you don't take that odd number with the hook, but I'm taking Dukies. I think they'll move the ball. They've got to play some defense, which they can do a little bit. And I'm taking Duke, 13.5. Next up, we got Utah, the Utes. The Utes going down to L.A., going to teach those pretty boys a lesson. Number 14, Utah, 5-1, 2-1 in the Pac-12. Number 18, USC, they're 6-1. Just took that loss last week at Notre Dame, but 4-0 in the Pac-12. Utah lost to Oregon State a couple weeks ago, and they've beat up on UCLA, Cal, Weber, Baylor, but then USC barely squeaked by Arizona, had to win that one in overtime. That was a home game at the Coliseum. Beat Colorado, ASU, Stanford. So this is 8 p.m. on Fox. So I'm liking Utah in this game. It's a 7-point spread, over under a 56. So yeah, I could see the over under getting hit. But I think Notre Dame put out the film on how to beat Caleb Williams. Just get a lot of dudes in his face, right? Don't allow any running lanes for him. Rush 5-6 dudes if you have to, but maintain your gaps, kind of a controlled rush, and don't let him get outside the pocket, make plays. Play that backyard football that Lincoln Riley so brilliantly schemed up. Wow, I'd love to see the diagrams of some of those plays. Anyways, that's sarcasm. Anyways, I'm taking Utah +7. I think they go down to L.A., smack those boys around a little bit, teach them about real football, and Utah loses but covers. So now our game, your Ohio State Buckeyes, favored by 4.5, over under 45.5. This might fluctuate a little bit depending on the rain, but as of right now, that's what it is. And again, if you listen to my 5 keys to a Buckeye victory yesterday, you'll know that it's all about taking care of the ball on offense for the Buckeyes and just minimizing those running plays and those short passing plays. Penn State's going to dink and dunk down the field to the guys over the middle. They might occasionally take a deep shot just to keep us guessing, but I wouldn't be concerned about that, honestly. Buckeyes are going to load up the box on defense, and these passing stats from Penn State are nothing to write home about. 61% completion. That's number 60 in the country. 6.8 yards per pass. That's number 87. Passing yards per game, 223. That's 72nd in the country. So I'm not too concerned about them. We just got to tackle fundamentals on defense, load the box. Hopefully our injured guys are back all across the board, offense and defense. And then we just got to move the ball, run the ball, and pick up that blitz when it comes. It's going to be a huge challenge for that O-line and the pass protection. So just got to get it done. I got the Buckeyes by the 4.5. I think I got to go the under. I think this is going to be a tight ball game. So Buckeyes win, though. Of course, beat the Nits, beat the shit out of the Nits. That's all I got for you today. Talk to you tomorrow. I'll have my instant reaction after the game, probably a little later this evening. All right. So keep an eye out for that, or check it out tomorrow morning. Talk to you later. Go Bucks.